So guys, thank you so much for the corrections made. Special thanks goes to Miss Sandra, Mr. Remington, and Mr. Edu. You guys rock. Thank you for following up throughout the video, and that's why we are here. Remember, I've always said we are a community and I want you to be satisfied because that's what matters. So in this video, we'll just have to continue from where we stopped previously on the costs, and this time around we are also making sure to find out the likely profits at the end of 6 months of raising 500 healthy catfish juveniles to table size. So are we good to go? Let's go. Cost of raising 500 pieces of healthy catfish juveniles to table size in 6 months, right? So remember, like I said earlier, we have to go back to the drawing board and calculate again because we made a mistake calculating 4 mm, right? So we'll have to do that from 2 mm. So for 2 mm, right, we are making use of alaqua. So alaqua costs 75,000 naira and we are using 1 bag. Okay, now for 3 mm, 3 bags, right? For 4 mm, we are using 5 bags. For 6 mm, 15 bags. And then for 9 mm, 10 bags. Okay, now if we add this up, we'll be having 10 plus 5 is 25, plus 5 30, plus 3 33, and so we have 34 bags, just the way we got in the previous calculation. So 34 bags. Now let's look at the cost. The cost for this foreign feed is 75,000 naira right here in Abuja. Okay, so please come to the comment section and tell us how much it costs in your own area because we are using Abuja as a case study. Okay, now for 3 mm, a bag of 3 mm costs 29,300. So we are multiplying 29,300 by 3 bags, and what do we have here? 29,300 by 3 . We have 87,900. Okay, so we come to 5 bags of 4 mm. Now I have to be careful because this was where I moved the error, right? So 5 bags of 4 mm multiplied by 27,700, and what do we have? So this is 27,700 multiplied by 5 bags, so we've got 138,500. Thank you so much guys for correcting me, and now it's been effected. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for this community and for the people that are ready to go this journey with me, right? So for 6 mm, we have 26,200. So we are multiplying that by 15 bags. Let me be very careful. 26,200 times 15 bags gives us 393,000. So this is where we are spending a lot of money at a go, right? So, and then for 9 mm, 10 bags, 25,300, 9 mm. So we go this way, 25,300 times 10 bags gives us 253,000 naira 253,000 naira, right? So right here we'll just have to sum up all of this and know how much we're spending in total for just feeding alone. So we bring down 0, this 0, 5, or better still, we calculate this way: 75,000 plus 87,900 plus 138,500 plus 393,000 naira plus 253,000. So we have 947,400. So we've got, at the end of it all, we have 947,400 naira. So this is the cost of feeding. So cost of feeding gives us this: 947,000 naira 400. 947,400. Remember, on your receipt you have only. So at least this is a clear difference from what we had previously. So please pardon my error, and this is it. So we have to consider the weight we are getting, or the weight we are projecting at the end of our program of 6 months. So one bag of all of these feeds weighs 15 kg. So since we are getting just one bag of 2 mm, we have 15 kg right here. Over here we have 45 kg. Right here, 5 bags times 15 kg. Let's go, please, guys. 5 bags times 15 kg gives us 75 kg. Right now, for 6 mm, we have 15 bags times 15 kg gives us 225 kilograms. And then the last but not the least, 10 bags times 15 kg gives us 150 kilograms. Right now, let's add it up to see if we are going to remember 500, and our projection is between 1 and 1.2 kilograms of each catfish weight. Now we add up all of these figures to know the total weight at the end of the day. So we have 15 plus 45 plus 75 plus 225 plus 150, and then it's summed up to 510 kg, guys. So 510 kg, right, is what we've got here. So it means at the end of our program we should be getting this weight as our total weight. It can even be more, because guys, healthy juveniles will give you good results, and it is what you feed your fish and how you manage them that they give you the value for money in return. So guys, please take note of all of this. Healthy juveniles is of the essence. Okay, don't go and get runs from middleman or a careless breeder, right? We're always here to serve you. Remember, your satisfaction will always come first. So having said that, let's even consider calculating other logistics expenditures to add to our cost of feeding and see how much profit we are making at the end of the day. Okay, so now let's come over here. Cost of feeds, right? 947,400 naira. Okay, so we want to factor in the attendant salary. For example, you have other things, other endeavors to carry out. Okay, so you hire an attendant that will take care of your fish for you, and you're paying him let's say 15,000 naira monthly. So we are multiplying 15,000 naira times 6 months, and what do we have? Let's do that. So that's 90,000 naira. So we have 90,000 naira, and then we're adding other logistics such as antibiotics, say OTC salt, that you'll be administering to your catfish. So let's say at the end of the day, you're spending 2,000 naira, because of course juveniles, healthy juveniles, don't really need much of antibiotics or medication, provided they are healthy and you're managing them well. So let's leave it at 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira. Mind you, you're not giving medication throughout the 6 months. Okay, you're just giving at the first 2 weeks of stocking your ponds with your catfish, right? So at that tender stage, they may still need some form of antibiotics. Aside that, you're good to go. So 2,000 naira is fine for 6 months. And then let's say power, you're spending 5,000 naira, because your capacity is still very small, right? 500 pieces will not consume so much of water. So if you're using borehole, okay, the cost of pumping water for 6 months should not, for each month, should not be more than 2,500 naira. So let's say 2,500 naira multiplied by 6 months. So what are we getting? Let's quickly do the math. So 6 months times 2,500 naira monthly gives us 15,000 naira. So this is 15,000 naira. So let's sum it up. Let me be very careful. I don't want to make more mistakes. So I don't want to make any more mistakes. So let's go this way. 947,400 plus 90,000 plus 2,000 plus 15,000 naira gives us 1 million. 1,054,000 naira only. So guys, this is even less than the previous cost that we calculated for feeds, right? So the total cost at the end of total expenditure at the end of 6 months is 1,054,000 naira again only. So please, I want to wipe the board so that we have a clear picture of how much profit we are going to be making or likely going to make at the end of 6 months. So please, let's have a view of this for a minute or two, and then we move on to profits, right? Are we good to go? Voila. All right. So this is about the most interesting part that everybody has been staying glued to know. And guys, anything that has to do with profits is everybody's business, because at the end of the day, Nobody wants to see his money run away, right? So let's take a close look, and please pay attention, be attentive to this part of the video. Right, so at the end of the day, we are looking at our likely profits. Likely because I'm using this word just to buttress the fact that it might differ. Your expenditure might differ. Remember, I'm using the prices obtainable here in Abuja for the cost of it. That's on one hand. You might pay your attendant less because your attendant might be maybe somebody related to you, or somebody who just wants to voluntarily learn the ropes, and then it can even be more. So it all depends, right? Antibiotics can be more, so that's why I'm saying likely, but there's always a range, okay? And it shouldn't exceed, you shouldn't overshoot your budget when you're considering expenditure, because remember, you're dealing with just 500 pieces. So let's go ahead with likely profits, okay? At the end of raising Catfish juveniles, remember, healthy juveniles, right, to table size in 6 months. Okay, so right, I'm underlining this because of course this has been underlined. So we arrived at 1,054,400 naira, right, as our running costs. Okay, so this does not cover expenditures such as your tarpaulin, plumbing, and all of those other costs, expenditures. So this is for our running cost. And then remember, the cost of selling a kilogram of catfish table size is between 3,000 naira here in Abuja and 3,500 naira, but I want to go with this 3,000. Remember, fish will cannibalize, there will be mortality. So let's see, out of that 510, we are getting 500 kilograms, and because of the duration of time, you will likely hit 1 kg, between 1 kg and 1.2 kilograms. Okay, so let's leave it at 500. So we now multiply 3,000 per kg times 500. Now 500 is the weight of the fish, and what do we have? So let's do our maths. We'll be arriving at Lego 3,000 times 500. So we've got 1,500,000 naira. That's at 3,000 naira per kilogram. It can be 3.2, it can be 3.3, it can be 3.5, 3.4. Okay, but this is the range. Now, if we've got 1.5 million naira, okay, at the end of sales, at the end of sales, take a deep breath. This is not the end of our calculation. Now, somebody will be asking, Mr. Rookie, you've not added the cost of purchasing juveniles at 70 naira that you stocked for 6 months. Yes, so we have to add up the cost of juveniles purchased at 70 naira at 70 naira each. So for 500 pieces, we just have to multiply by what? 500. And what do we have? 35,000 naira, right? So we need to add this to our running cost. Remember, this has to be added to running costs, because if you're running cycles, if you're running different programs, you will always buy juveniles from a reputable breeder. So let's go. We have, at the end of sales, 1,500,000, right? Minus 1,054,400 naira. Again, minus 35,000 naira. So what do we have here? Let's go. So we are sure of what we are at. We are subtracting 1,500,000 minus 1,054,400, right? Minus 35,000. So at the end of 6 months, this is what you'll be realizing after sales. So you have, let's bring this down, 410,600 naira, right? Now, what if we divide this by 6 months to know how much one is earning monthly? That we want to know the cost of each month, right? So let's go this way. 410,600 divided by 6 months. So one is having 68,433 naira and some kobo. So this is, let's just say 68,430 naira, right? So this projection is just an analysis that stems from Abuja. Okay, so this can apply to your location or may differ, but the difference may not be so much. So please come to the comment section and share your thoughts with me. What do you think about this business? Raising 500 pieces of catfish juveniles for 6 months and you're earning 68,000 naira on the average every month is a plus, if you ask me, because you're dealing with 500 pieces. So imagine you're having 1,000 pieces, 1,500 pieces, 2,000 pieces. You just do the maths from here.